Here's a question for you. What accessories should you buy for when your new EV arrives? This is a question that's actually asked quite a lot. And as we get closer to the arrival of your new BYD Atto 3 or the Tesla Model Y, what things do I need to buy? What other accessories, charging cables? Will I need boot mats? Will I need interior mats? And so on. So here's my thoughts on it. I can safely say that you should buy absolutely nothing until after you get your car. Some people may well disagree with that, but honestly, I've seen several people buy heaps of stuff, and then when they get their car, they find, oh, I don't actually need that, or it's already okay, or I bought this divider, but it's not what I thought. So honestly, buy nothing. Having said that though, charging is one main thing that people worry about. So we'll just go over a few charging cables that you might want. You may find that your car already comes with what's termed a granny cable. So it's a 10 or 15 amp plug that will go into your wall socket, a little connector box, and a type 2 plug that will go into the car. Now, for the majority of people, that will be more than enough. 10 amp, 240 volts is about 2 to 2.4 kilowatts. Some of them are downrated, so you only get about 2 kilowatts every hour into the battery. But that will give you, overnight, 20 kilowatts. So if we look at the Tesla Model Y3, BYD Atto, they all come with approximately a 60 kilowatt hour battery, give or take. So over a 10-hour nighttime period, 20 kilowatts is about 1/3 of your total capacity of your battery. 1/3, therefore, is 1/3 of the range. So you're going to get between 350 to 400. So in those 10 hours, you're going to be able to get 125 kilometers of range every night. That is only going to be a problem if you travel more than 125 kilometers every day. The average in Australia is certainly under half that. It's closer to between 40 and 50 kilometers per day. So that is going to suit the majority of people. So don't go out and buy a big expensive wall charger or more cables until you find out what you're going to need. And when it comes to cables, don't get a type 1 to type 2 adapter. Type 1 chargers in Australia are breaking down and not being fixed. They used to be installed by ChargePoint, and when I come to Plugshare, you'll find that the ChargePoint are no longer in Australia, so it's just not worth getting one of those adapters. The other cable that you might want to consider is a type 2 to type 2 cable. Some of the public chargers that are out there do not have a cable connected to them. So you pull up and there's nothing there. It's like going to a petrol station, but they haven't got the filler thing. You've got to bring your own and plug it in, and then you can fill up. So type 2 is probably the commonest. You do not need to think about CCS2, because every single one of those chargers comes with the plug. The only one that you might need to consider, therefore, is a type 2 to type 2 cable, so you can plug it into your car, plug it into the charger, and fill your car up. The different cables there I would recommend a 7 to 7.5 meter long 32 amp cable. It will future proof. The BYD Atto 3 will only ever get 7 kilowatts from an AC Type 2 charger. But at a later stage, you never know. There are some, like mine, which will take 11 kilowatts, my Model 3, on a 3-phase Type 2 charger. So having that definite 32 amp or 11 kilowatt capability is will future proof. So down the track, when you buy another car, you can take your cable from that, put it into your new car, and it will still work. I do know some people tend to get the cheaper cables, but the 7.5 meter 32 amp rated cable is the best to get. Now, with that 7.5 meters, you think, well, that's going to be miles too long. Sometimes you pull up to a parking spot to charge and it's iced, or there's another EV parked there and not charging, so you got to park one along. The 7.5 meter cable will save you. So don't scrimp and scrape and get a 4 or 5 meter cable. It might not reach. Get the 7.5. The next thing that I would recommend that you purchased is an app. Actually, you don't even need to purchase it. It's free. Plugshare. So let's just cover a bit about Plugshare. Let's just take a quick look at Plugshare. This is on my computer, not on my phone, but it's almost the same. So here you've got all the ones that are available to you depending upon how you set up the plugs. So this is set up for a Tesla Model 3. We've got the Tesla Fast, CCS, Tesla, Type 2. Now you can also put in 3-phase and wall socket if you like, but that's up to you. If you're going out bush, then having the 3-phase and the wall socket is much better. So Tesla, CCS, Tesla, Type 2, 3-phase and wall. Now you can have incompatible plugs here. So J1772, which is Type 1, I've got a Type 1 to Type 2 adapter. So I can click on that and get some more options if I'm out traveling. CHAdeMO and Tesla don't work unless you've got an older Model SX where you can get an adapter. So basically that's it. For most other cars, you don't want that and you don't want that. You basically want CCS and Type 2, and then this will redo itself so that you can pick the ones that you're going to. You can, of course, as I said, click on 3-phase, and then you get a few more out in the bush, and then these ones have disappeared at Muchia and Lower Chittering and so on. But basically the CCS will give you, on let's say a BYD Atto 3, you'll get up to 80 kilowatts every hour into your car. Some of these may only be providing 22 or 50 kilowatts. That's the maximum that they'll provide. Type 2 in the Tesla Model 3, if it's 3-phase, will get you 11 kilowatts. But whether it's single phase or 3-phase on the BYD Atto 3, you'll get 7 kilowatts because that is what it is limited to. So click on that for Teslas. Out in the bush, click on that. Don't have that for just about every other electric vehicle. as I said, you can click on three-phase. If your car is an old Nissan Leaf, or I think the Mitsubishi plug-in hybrid, CHAdeMO and 1772 are other options that you can have. So if you look at some of these, if we go down to the Nullarbor, some of these are only, if we take a look at this one, it's just a Tesla plug. All right. We go out across the Nullarbor, we do have a CCS in BP at Ravensthorpe, but this is limited to 20 kilowatts, as you can see. Here we go. You can see here it's limited to 20 kilowatts. Going across Kaiguna. This one gives you 50 kilowatts, CHAdeMO 50 kilowatts, CCS. Balladonia 24 kilowatts. And the one here I think is 22. No, there's three-phase and CCS, but I've got a feeling that this is only a 22 kilowatt one. So there you go. That's Plugshare. So this will help you find charging points when you're out and about. The other thing that you should do on Plugshare is check in. So let me go to, here we go. Let's go to Mandurah. This one frequently doesn't work because it gets vandalized. But on the app on your phone, you click check-in and it then allows you to say how long you're going to be there for. So with this one, it's 50 kilowatt CCS type 2. I would be there for no more than an hour tops because my battery is a 50 kilowatt hour battery. So it would fill up from virtually zero to virtually full in the hour. So you put in check in, how long are you going to be there for? Using Plugshare then allows other people who are maybe in desperate need of a charge and they're traveling to see whether it's an option to pull in to that particular charging point. Otherwise they might think, well, I can go to a slightly different one that's nearby. So if we go into Perth here, as you can see, there's quite a few. Some are in the process of being installed. Some of these are private, they're restricted. But then you've got one at Curtin University, Mercedes in Perth. But if you're getting desperate and you're going to, let's say, this one, and you see that they're all full, because there are actually 4 plugs there capable of giving up to 22 kilowatts, and you go, oh, they're all full and I'm desperate, then you could maybe go to Westfield in Burragoon, which is only just down the road, and get a bit of a charge there. So please use the check-in facility on the app. You download and install that. And if you take a quick look at Plugshare and go to the networks, you've got ChargeFox, ChargeNet, ChargePoint, ignore ChargePoint because they're no longer in Australia, EV Up, etc., Tesla Superchargers, Tesla Destination Chargers and others. So some other apps that are very, very useful to have installed on your phone are the ChargeFox app. That's probably the single commonest one that you'll need, certainly here in Western Australia. If you're a member of the RAC, insert your membership number and you will get a 20% discount on the fees. So that's certainly a useful one. There are a few others, but you can certainly have them downloaded and installed if you're planning a trip and suddenly realize that you need another one. So certainly ChargeFox, forget ChargePoint. So once you've taken delivery of your new EV and you find that plugging it in with the granny cable is just not giving you quite enough range, you've got a couple of options. You can get what's called an EVSE, or electric vehicle service equipment, which is basically a type 2 charger to plug in, which on a single phase 32 amp circuit in your garage will give you 7 kilowatts of power every hour. So overnight you'll get 70 kilowatt hours into your battery. That's going to fill it up. Your Atto 3, Model 3 standard range, Model Y standard range, even the Model 3 performance and so on, you're just about going to fill them up. 70 kilowatt hours is more than the rear wheel drive standard cars. It's only the long range and so on that have got 75 to 80 kilowatt hour batteries in them. So you're going to fill them up because you're never going to empty them. And you're going to get 400-500 kilometers out of that. So traveling salesman, maybe. My Model 3, when I bought it 2.5 years ago, did come with its own Tesla charger, which I installed in my garage. Now to buy the Gen 3 Tesla charger, which is Wi-Fi capable, it's $780. You can go and get Zappies and so on, but really it's only when you've got delivery of your car, unless you know you're going to be doing several hundred kilometers a day. Some people I know do, but on average it's not going to be needed. So what other accessories do you need? Well, look, boot liners, with Tesla, the front liner, all-weather versions are my preference. All-weather interior mats. You can get some dividers to go in the storage bins. You can get a whole host of different things. New lights, extra lights, brighter lights. It's really up to you how you want to personalize your vehicle. Before I got my Model 3, bought nothing until after I'd got it. As soon as it came, I'd already arranged an electrician to install the EVSE that came with it. And so I was charging on that from day 2. I started to buy a few things like all-weather mats and boot mats and so on over the next few weeks. And every now and again I still buy myself a little Prezi. I've bought some carbon fibre trim to make it look a bit different, because all the ones coming nowadays have all got that chrome delete, and mine didn't, so I wanted to make it look the same. It's up to you. There are a number of different websites where you can get accessories. For Tesla, there's Teslas, Tesseries. There's a whole host of different ones. All you got to do is search on Google for Tesla Model Y accessories and a heap will come up. As far as I'm aware at the moment, BYD Atto 3 that's coming to Australia doesn't have too much in the way of accessories. But I'm sure that will change as soon as they get here. You've just got to keep hunting. So, as I said at the beginning, the first thing that you need to buy is nothing until you get your car. I know people will disagree with that, but yeah, that's my opinion. I've been there, done that. I've known people do it. It's just not on. The only exception is if you know you're going to be doing more than 100 kilometers a day, you'll need to up the charge a little bit more. Although, if you're doing 200, you're going to need to get an EVSE installed. 100, as I said, you can still probably get 100 plus kilometers at night into your car, so you won't need anything. Personalize it. Let me know what you've bought for your car below. So thanks very much. And by the way, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. I know I've been away for a month, so the new subscriptions dropped off a bit, but now I'm back. So please don't forget, click like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon.